Good morning, YouTube. Now I have the truck. Well, it's time to do some work on the trailer.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
Alright, we've got my new diesel Ram 2500 hooked up to my trailer, which is ridiculously dirty, so I am going to power wash it. But we have some stuff I want to hook up. So I've got some TPMS sensors, but the actual control module is not hooked up yet. And then inside we have a bunch of lights. I wired up a couple of them, so I got these additional lights that I wired up since last time, and that was because when we were hooking up Tim's car at night, it was kind of hard to see on the sides. This one I need to finish wiring, and I also have these spotlights, and so I'm going to get these wired up too. So those I'm actually going to wire up straight to that battery. So there's my TPMS, and the other final thing we have is we have a backup camera screen and wiring, so we need to get that hooked up. Alright, we got that wiring all set up. And I got this wiring close to done, so I got it crimped on. You can see it's dangling. And now I just need to connect it to the battery, and then we're gonna run it up along the wall with the rest of the wires and get it hung up so it's nice and good. And then finally we gotta mount this switch. I'm not exactly sure where we're gonna mount it, probably right by this other switch. I mean, it's a trailer, let's be real. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to work. All right, got those two wires connected to the battery and run up along the ceiling. And now, when we flip this switch, oh, we have light, and we have light and light. Yes. What's cool about this is I set it up so I can actually kind of turn them more into the cab itself, into the trailer, and get light straight down. My intention was that by having it shoot out there when you're kind of loading the car, then you can see a little better. Alrighty, got the wire all set. So I think that'll work pretty good, just having it right there. You know, you can flip it nice and easily. The other nice thing is that will allow me to turn on those lights even if trailer is not hooked up. So at least then I have it hooked up to a battery. And it has a little relay right here, so at least it won't drain power when the switch is off. All right, we got all the wiring done. So now we're gonna move on to the next thing, which is I wanna get the camera and the TPMS set up. We're gonna actually go in the truck and get those wired up. And then the last thing, which I forgot to mention, is we're gonna hook up my Pro Pride sway controller. So I have a sway control hitch. It's pretty incredible. It's also massive, and it takes quite a bit of effort to set up. So we're gonna do that last. So the TPMS is gonna be pretty darn easy to install because, well, it just kind of has a suction cup mount and it has a USB cable, and that's really it. I mean, so yeah, I'm excited that that's gonna be so easy. So I guess the question is, where up here do we mount it? I don't want it to be like totally in the way. All right, it's already plugged in and charging. So I don't think I want to mount it like up on the dash because I think it's gonna be really annoying to have it up there. So I think I'm just gonna throw it down here in the console because, well, that's fine with me. Well, we got it all wired up. It looks like I need to flip this camera upside down. It is, yeah, the wrong way. But that one's fine. Well, it's getting so dark out, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do the trailer hitch tonight, so we'll have to do that tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you in the morning.
The next day.
Well, good morning, YouTube. It's the next morning, and we're gonna finish up getting the trailer prepped for its maiden usage. We need to get two more things done that I want to do. One is I kind of thought about last night, and I'm going to move one of the cameras. So originally I put one of the cameras on the inside of the trailer because I wanted to be able to look over the cars and make sure they didn't get dislodged. But it's pretty much that's not going to happen. So I actually want to put it on the outside of the camera, looking on the right side, so that when you're passing a car, you can tell when they're passed. So basically then I'll have one camera that's looking kind of down for parking and one camera that's kind of looking back for passing. And I think that's going to work really well. So let's move that camera and set that up. Then we'll install my Pro Pride hitch. All right, we've got the camera taken off the wall, and now what I'm doing is taking the slack wire and I gotta run it all the way back to the trailer, and then we'll run it down the wall and get it out on that side. So my goal is I want it when I'm merging to the right that I can tell when I've passed someone and not gonna take them out, because, you know, that would suck. All right, wires are run nice. And so now they're over here, and what we're gonna do is I'm basically gonna place the camera about where I think the wiring can go, and we'll drill a small hole all the way through from this side, and then from the other side we'll drill the big hole because I don't wanna like have it punch out the metal, so I want it to go in. Then we can feed the camera through, get it all wired up, and it'll be all set. All right, we got the wire run through on the inside, and here's the camera on the outside. So this will give me a good view of when I'm actually passing someone, and that was my concern, is this is the hardest spot to see anything, is someone who's kind of right here. Once you pass them, it's hard to tell when you actually got pass them. So now we've got that camera for backing up, that camera for passing. So I think that means the trailer's all set. Now it's time to rig up the ProPride hitch. All right, so the ProPride has quite complex instructions, so I'm gonna follow them because I don't want to mess this up. I guess we got to start off measuring some heights and stuff. All right, so we've got the measurement of this, got the measurement of the trucks. First thing we're doing is putting in this big adjustment piece, and then we're going to connect it to this thing, which actually is what goes in that. So it's kind of a complicated thing. So all the rest of this stuff is actually for weight distribution, which isn't really a problem for a truck that can pull 16,000 pounds when I'm only gonna pull like 7 or 8. I don't think I'm actually gonna set up all that crap because it's a lot of stuff and it looks like it's a total pain in the butt. So basically this is the hitch and it's mounted up, and so here's where it's really cool. Traditionally you've got a ball and then you've got a single pivot point which connects to your coupler. Well, in this one you can see the whole hitch actually sways like this, and so now you've got 2 pivot points instead of 1. That basically means the force vector of your pivot point is no longer a single, it's 2, and so it actually resists each other. So this effectively controls the sway. Pretty awesome stuff right here. Okay, we got the yoke connected. I had to reposition this battery box for the breakaway switch, and I went to go hook everything up, and lo and behold, my chains are not long enough. So we're gonna have to go get some new chains. Of course, I mean, no job is complete without at least one run to Home Depot's.
A few moments later.
All right, back from Home Depot, and well, they didn't have the high grade chains, so I'm gonna have to order those. But at least got some chains that can deal with the trailer while it's empty, so I can at least take it back to drop it off at storage. So I'm gonna have to swap those out once I get the bigger ones. All right, we're gonna do a test run for the trailer with the Ferrari and see if it'll work without the axle lifter, and if it doesn't, then obviously we'll need to use the axle lifter. Well, you know how it is with me, nothing ever goes right. I tried to put in the tow hook and it just won't thread. Seriously, I tried for about 15 minutes just to get the thread, it won't. So I guess we're gonna drive it on because I don't know how else to get it on there. All right, well, whatever. You have to.
Man, so you'd be fit for NASCAR.
All right, it is in. Not too bad driving it in. Of course, the getting in and out part is kind of a pain in the butt, but overall, very content. So it's maiden loading is all set. Got the truck and trailer all set. Now what I'm gonna do is I just want to wash the trailer. I'm not gonna do like a full-on wash. I just want to spray it down because it's like got a layer of just total nasty crap on it. So we'll just power wash it and then we'll go put it back in storage. All right, all shined up. One last thing to do. Gotta put Moses on the trailer. Yes, there we have it. Now the trailer is ready to carry some Ferraris. I think that's gonna about do it for the trailer. We're ready to go. I actually had to get this all set up because I've got a client who's having me trailer his car. So he's flying down to Austin, buying the car, and then we're gonna trailer it back to his house. So that's why we had this. It's all set, ready to rock and roll. Hit that thumbs up. I do appreciate when you do that. So you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We're obviously gonna be doing lots of car stuff, so you're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.